All right, what else am I going to say this time? So, one of the most important things you can do in anything that you're pursuing is understanding your strengths and weaknesses. And we all have them. If you're a rapper, you have a pen game lane and a freestyle lane. If you're a fighter, you have a striking lane and a grappling lane. Or for most humans, you have a numeracy lane and a literacy lane. Not a lot of people cross over very well. I managed to do quite fine for numeracy and literacy. I'm not too bad in pen game and not too bad in freestyle either. Well, no, let me not say that. A freestyle is pretty like out there. It's out there, like so much so that I've actually performed and reactions that I've never gotten with pen game I've gotten with freestyle. So but that's fine. It still means that they're both good, right? But the whole point is sometimes when you're on sometimes it's frustrating when you're working on building a presence on social media and you're like, why am I even posting on either Instagram and nobody not pay attention to it, or you're posting on TikTok and you're like, and mind you, you don't want the immediate attention right away, but you still want to see something. Even when you don't see any comments or anything like that, you're like, either it wasn't stimulating enough, okay, that was wild, right? But yeah, there has to be a reason, right? Who knows? Maybe it could be your own inconsistency, which, of course, in my case, it might be the case, right? But also, it could be that some things, in other words, you have to put your strongest foot forward, which is kind of ironic. Because if you think about like track and field, even though your strongest foot is really your right foot, it really should be behind and not in front. Same thing for boxing. Like if you're going to go orthodox, you're not going to put your right foot forward because that's a southpaw stance, and you don't generate power with your. So you have to have your the foot that you need to generate power is the right to channel into your right, and the left to channel into your left. So technically, the analogy of putting your best foot forward is not really the best analogy, right? It's ironically not appropriate because it just doesn't work that way. But you have to work with your particular strength, right? So if you find that your responses are best either on Facebook, you post there. If your responses are better on YouTube Shorts, you post there, right? And the reason why I am doing this is because I'm trying to, I'm talking to me as well, right? So this is as much for you as it is for me because I need to remind me to also remind you, right? So I need to practice what I preach, right? And there are other things that I want to talk about, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I don't have enough time. But there's a lot. Essentially, I want to tackle some of the things that people say when they're trying to motivate you, right? And one of the things they like to do is talk about, oh, you need to be consistent and this and that and that. And it's like, what if you're consistent at doing the wrong things though? Being consistent in that capacity might not be the best advice. You might want to be careful with that. Because if you're consistent in wasting time or consistent in procrastinating or constant consistent in distracting yourself, not giving yourself time to work on the things that you really want to be doing, then that's where you're gonna have a problem, right? But here's some good advice I can give you. There is no correct path. There is no wrong path. There is only your path. Just remember that. So there's no wrong path, there's no right path, there's only your path.